Hi folks, Dash Dave here. I am going to do another little video. This is after my live today, which is Sunday the, I don't know, it's some date in at the end of May. 29th. May the 29th. Or the 29th of May, depending on how you'd like to say it. Anyway, I'm going to carry on doing this, you know, the washi tape stuff that I was doing in the last video. I'm going to just have a bit of a play. I'm going to have a little bit of a play, and I just thought, you know, you could come along, join me while I do it. I often like to play. I do a lot of crafty things when I'm not actually on camera. So, I love the sound of that, don't you? Just love that, so satisfying. So I am going to do a bit more playing, a bit crafty play, and see what we come up with. So just more washi tape stuff. I'm going to use that because I haven't used any of the wider stuff as of yet. So I'll just try and get that to lie down a bit more flat. There we go. So anyway, I'm gonna play, and you do your thing, and I'll do mine, and I'll meet you somewhere in the middle. I don't know what this is like. I don't think I've used this yet. Should I put a base layer down? Maybe put a base layer, Dave. So I'm going to get this horrible acrylic. It's not acrylic, sorry. Emulsion paint out again. That's all like a bit gloopy, and basically I'm just going to put it down. And so I've got a key to adhere to for the door. Now, a key for it to adhere to. It's very mixed media that I'm into at the moment, so not like that's not all I do, but kind of like getting a bit messy now and again. And at this very moment in time, being this moment meaning today, I'm feeling very mixed media-y, which is what I'm doing. And this is perfect, really, isn't it? Because it's I'm creating something that I can use in my other side of my journaling. This is very sharp, I will say. These cheap brushes, besides all the bristles falling out of them, but it's good for this kind of stuff where you don't have to worry about the gloopiness or the oldness of the paint. But that's very sharp on the end, so it's just unfinished metal. Don't give them to children, I will say. So anyway, I'm just putting that down just as a key to start off with, and then we've got something to work from. Obviously use acrylic paint if you want to, but I don't like the feel of acrylic paint. I use it, not acrylic paint, of gesso. I don't like the feel of gesso. I use it, I just don't like the feel of it. So try and get all the loose bits out, Dave. Come on. There we go. So Brian's here. He's just downstairs. I think he's putting some washing out for me, so it's very kind of him. My washing load is finished on the washing machine, and he said, you do a video and I'll clean it and I'll do it for you, put it out for you, because it's a lovely day. So that's perfect. Perfect drying weather. So that was very kind of him to do that while I can crack on and do this with you guys. So hopefully then I'll have nice dry washing. I love my laundry being dried outside. You can't beat the smell of outside dried laundry, although I have met a couple of people who don't like the smell of outside dry laundry. They like it to be done in the tumble dryer, but I'm glad I like the smell of it because it's cheap to dry it outside. It's free, whereas tumble drying costs a lot of money. So let's see if we get. It's a little bit tacky, but I'm not worried about it having to be too dry, because I will be putting another layer over it now. So I'm going to use some brown, because because I don't use brown. I literally have got loads of browns out. I clearly don't use brown a lot, so it's one of those colours that you don't really need to use, isn't it? So every colour mixed together will be brown at some point. So just gonna kind of give it a bit of a rub it in and just making a background. I'm not worrying about how it goes on. Trying to make it look a bit more natural rather than just my fingerprint in it. But you know, it is what it is. Turns out how it turns out, isn't it? And it doesn't it? And it. Sorry. Sound terrible. My mother would disapprove of the way that I talk sometimes when I'm on camera. But never mind. At least Alexa can hear me and understand me. So I have put. I don't know. Is she on mute? No, she's just tucked away in the corner. She can't hear me today. So she's playing her tapes in her own room. So Alexa is not a person, by the way. Alexa is my Echo device. And apologies if I've set yours off. So if you have one. Oh, there's another. Is that another one? No, it's not. I thought that was another. Oh no, maybe there's there. There's a bristle off my brush. Another one. Just put down a bit where I think that doesn't have any. And once this is all done, this will all be covered up anyway. So like, you know, not completely covered. Obviously, it's not going to get completely covered, but you know, it'll look more organic because it'll have bits obliterated. And oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, wait until the end and you'll see what I mean. I don't have to talk anymore. So since I stopped being a teacher, I don't have to. I miss teaching, but I don't have to remember how to speak and, you know, enunciate and all of that anymore. So the reason I stopped being a teacher is because I had been up for redundancy too many times, and you can't keep doing it. You've got to have, especially if you run a house, you've got to rely on a regular income. And I've got a mortgage, and I have to rely on having regular income. And because I taught adults, so like it's not like I couldn't teach children. I don't like children enough to want to teach them. So I taught adults, and the kind of programs that you teach on have limited funding. So like they have to keep applying for refunding, and funding gets cut, and then that program stops running, and then you end up with being put up for redundancy, and it's too inconsistent a wage. So I went for a different career step. I've kind of not gone back to what I was doing before, because I used to be a store manager, but like it's similar sort of things, you know, facilities management and looking after the buildings and that sort of thing, because that was all used to be my responsibility. What are you huffing about? What's up? Worcester's here, so just popped in to say that those dogs are still walking past the window. It's a lovely day here today, so we've had lots of people out for walks with their dogs, and of course Worcester doesn't like that, you know, on his patch. So we've he's been barking a lot, so he's barking mad. I don't know about barking. So just rubbing a bit in. Oh, it's looking very camouflagey now, isn't it? So I might need to add some other colour to it to stop it looking so camouflagey. Because I don't make a lot of camouflage stuff. So, well, I don't, because you wouldn't see it. So, haha. I'm just making something today. So this is why I'm not teaching you to do anything today. I'm just having a bit of a play, a bit of a crafty play, and seeing where it takes me and what we get from it, and that's sometimes what you just need to do. You need to just let loose, let your hair down. Not that I've got any hair to let down, but also let it down off my legs, or off my chest, or off my moustache. I'll let my moustache down and just get a bit crafty. So, and of course these are all separate strips of washi tape that I've just well, not washi tape, sorry. These strips, these 4 strips here are strips of the medical tape, like I used in the last video. So this medical tape, and the final strip here is the wide masking tape. So that's what I'm using today. And like I say, they're all, but once you've separated these strips off, then it won't look like this, because it'll be, you know, this is like an entire picture at the minute, and that'll all be separate and become very unique and individual and etc. So we put some blue in this. This is all going to go a bit like Pete Tong now. This is like me going, oh, you know, like you can make brown out of mixing all the colours together. Well, I'm just like proving it now. So anyway, we'll see how it turns out. We might not like it, but you know, if we don't, we can always paint over it, can't we? So, or we just throw it away. One of the two. I'm going to definitely have to put something pinky in this, I think. Worcester's growling at the window, so if you can hear that growling in the background, that's what it is. It's not my stomach rumbling or anything like that. Not sure what we're having for tea tonight. Got roast chicken tomorrow night, because it's a Sunday today, and it's a bank holiday in the UK on Monday. I think it's the UK. I don't know. It might be only England, but I was under the impression that May Day was all, because it's not May Day. It's late May bank holiday, and I was under the impression that the whole of the UK had it, but it might only be England. So don't quote me. Not really up, because I've never lived anywhere else, so I've never really had to know. So I guess that's the reason why. Maybe have a splash of something primary. Shall I have a pink? Is pink going to be a bit much? I can always knock it back with something else over the top, but maybe a bit of pink or red. Oh, we'll go for pink. Oh, if I can open it, we'll like go pink. Maybe we'll have red, because I can't get I literally cannot get the pink open. Oh no, I can. Oh, that was stiff. It really hurt my fingers as well. Oop. Rolling off now. Oh, this is interesting pink as well. Not just any pink, it's interesting pink. Well, it's definitely going to be colourful. Or brown. It's gonna, well, they'll all mix in together. It'll be brown, won't it? So yeah. So I'm off on Tuesday as well. So although it's bank holiday on Monday, I've got a booked a day leave. I've got so much leave to take. I just wanted to, but I don't want to just take it for the sake of taking it. So the object of Tuesday is to take the wall down in the kitchen that's preventing me from getting on with the kitchen renovation. So that's the whole point of Tuesday. So although I might have to spend, if the weather's like this, I might have to spend some of it outside, because you know, currently I look like lightning on that pasty white. such is my complexion. So you know, I've got that's the Irish in me, isn't it? So the almost translucent pigment to my skin. So, but I can't, you know, can't help my heritage. I've got a bit of, well, certainly when the weather's like this and I've been out in the sun, my hair can go, well, not the hair on my head because I haven't got any, but the hair on my face can go very gingery, which is definitely my Irish roots. So, well, that's an interesting colour. I don't dislike it. I don't know. I haven't got any orange. Oh, and I don't have any orange. That was what kind of foxed me. So I had to make my own orange last time. So by mixing a red and a yellow together, obviously not that yellow because I can't get the lid off. That red, and I think it was that yellow, and I made a really bright, punchy orange. Let's see if we can make another orange. So put some of these two colours together, get rid of that crusty bit. Put that down. I think I did 50-50 last time. So mixing with your finger, Dave, because you're like, this is crafting on the hoof. No preparation needed, you just do it. Now, I might need some more yellow, so I'm going to put some more yellow in. And if it goes too orange, too yellow, then I will add some more red, and then we'll end up with like a vat of it because I'll have made too much. No, I think it still needs some more yellow. I think it's too reddy orange at the minute. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I can see that blending now. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It looks like a bit like graffiti painting. You know, like the background paper from a graffiti artist, or so. But like I say, it's all art, isn't it? Creating something, and that's all that we need to do. Sometimes you just need to create something. I think that's how my brain's been recently. It's been, I need to do something, but I don't know what it is I want to do. So it's better to just do something, because you can be inspired by, like, you know, random sources if you just give it a go. But if you don't even try, then, you know, you're not going to get anything, are you? So you're not going to get any creative. If you sit there waiting for creativity to come, it won't come to you. You need to do something. You need to be active for creativity to appear. So just trying to cover up some of the, not all of the grey. That was perhaps a bit much, Dave. Some of the grey background from where I put the paint on initially. But like I say, I like it better now. It's not too. It was too bright before. It was definitely looking too camouflagey as well for me. So I think that's where my brain was like, no, get rid of it. I'm not a camouflagey type person. I like a bit of camouflage, but you know, not too much. Well, I like that kind of grunge. It definitely looks like a you know, a painting mat. Might have over oranged it, maybe. Don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna have to tip this light this way a bit. Oh, that's better. I can see it better now. No, I like it. I don't know whether it is too orangey, to be fair. Might put a little bit of, I don't know. It might have a bit more green in it, and have that this green, or there's another green, maybe a darker green, and have a bit more green on the, just kind of mat that down a bit, mat it down a bit, I mean pat it down a bit, not mat it down, Dave. Words. Me and words, you know what me and words are like. No. Picking up the wrong colour. Because it's acrylic paint, be careful on rubbing it. I'm sorry, I'm not teaching you to do anything, to be fair, am I, today? But just be careful on rubbing it, because you can, because it's all, the layers are all still quite wet. You're gonna peel it up, aren't you? So just you'll like if you rub it too hard while it's still wet, it'll kind of rub it into a little ball and it'll all come off. So. Yeah, I like that. I like the, it's definitely that kind of a splatter mat. You know, when like you've used paper as a background or a stamping off thing, and you've got that kind of random, not quite sure what colours you've used, and I like that. I like that kind of look. That I often use my drop paper for things like that, for things like this. I mean, so crafty things. I end up cutting them up and thinking that was better than the art that I actually did on it. So, oh, I like that. Yeah, that's kind of got enough. And the only colour I don't have in there is red, and I'm thinking, do I need a tiny bit of red? Maybe a tiny bit of red, because I do have a lot of pink. So, just thinking, picking up some of the colours, some of the areas where it doesn't have very. I like a little bit of the grey shining through, but like not. I don't want a lot. I mean, too much. I don't know what is too much. A bit of red on there, I think. It's because I can't do random, and then I end up like going over the top with things, because I'm trying to make it more random by having more colours, because I want to balance them out and say, well, they've all had their chance at appearing, having a starring role, but then how do you make it random? I guess I'm trying to be random. Only you guys will be able to tell me whether it is random or not, or whether it's too staged. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just shut up, shall I? Or did you tune in for me to talk to you? Tiny bit more, Dave. Don't put too much on your finger, because then you'll feel that you'll have to use it, and then, I'll get too much on that. No, I love that. It's got a bit of a 50s element. Ooh. Yeah, I think. Yeah. If you want to use a paintbrush, go ahead. It's got a bit of a 50s feel to it, from the fact that it's. I don't know. I can't think like a 50s kind of mural sort of thing. There was a mural in Coventry, Coventry City Centre, where I'm from. That had like lots of this kind of colour in it, in this kind of like very random sort of way. Anyway, I'm going to dry it off, and we'll see what the shizzle is. I mean, like this, you can tell that this is the masking tape, because it gets a crinkle in it, but crinkle's not bad. Doesn't offend me in any way. So I'm going to try and give it a better dry. I'm actually covering up the sound of Worcester growling at somebody, so as well, so that helps. that dry? You can only usually tell with acrylic paint whether it's dry when you do that and it peels off onto your hand and you think, no, it's not dry. Yeah, no, I like that. I do like that, and I'm not just saying it. But I think I might want some interference on it, and I don't know what colour to go for. Yes, I know Worcester. It's terrible. I agree. I absolutely agree. They should not be out, should they? It should be only you in the world. Good boy. Off you go. Go and see what Uncle Brian's doing. So, I don't know what colour is this interference. This is a bit of green. I'm not going to... Well, I'll say I'm not going to use too much of this, but you know what I'm like. We've met. Oh, that's quite nice. That's a big chunk, Dave. You were going to be sparing. Like I say, I don't want too much of this on it. I don't know why I'm using my other finger when I've got that all over this one. I think I was using it because I was thinking I don't want as much on as what's on my finger. So. Gone quiet, haven't I? Oh, you know, I love this. This is really interesting. It's very cathartic as well. Just having a play, not knowing what you're doing is always very cathartic, isn't it? But you know, not having an agenda, not trying to create something specific, or definitely don't try and emulate what somebody else has done, because you need to do you. This is almost a bit cosmosy. Perhaps not dark enough to be a cosmos, but although now my mind's thinking, oh, you could do a cosmos. So, next colour might be black. Might be a lot of black. I can't tell. I can't see up that end whether I've got any on that end, and I don't really want to get any more paint out. Oh, that is fab. I really like that. And that interference paint dries quite well. You know, quite quickly. I guess it's because I've put only a thin layer on it, so... But what I'm going to do is I'll get some parchment paper. So, cooking parchment. It's baking paper or... it's not greaseproof paper because it's a little bit more... It's baking parchment. That's what we call it in the UK. I don't know what you call it anywhere else. It's not greaseproof paper because it hasn't got as shiny a surface. So it's got like almost an oily finish to it. So let's peel this off and see what we've got. So peeling and revealing. Oh, it's stuck to everything in the land. I love that so much. Oh, I never knew it was going to go that direction when I first started it. You know, when I was going all very, this is too camouflagey for me. Started to panic when that was happening. But I'm glad I carried on, pushed through. That's what you have to do sometimes. You just have to push through and see that. If you could buy washi tape that looked like that, that would be me sorted, because that's very grungy looking. It does have an air of 50s about it. I don't know whether anybody else agrees with that. It's almost 50s furniture-y type. Yeah, the reason why I was saying about Coventry City Centre, because it was bombed in the war, and of course the rebuilding plan was planned and developed during the 50s and implemented in the 50s and then early 60s, so a lot of the designs are quite of that era. There was definitely some tiled murals that looked like this around Coventry area. Well, I guess the definitely, I can't say the definitely was, I can say I definitely remember it. Whether what I remember is correct, it's a whole other thing. You know, sometimes when you remember something in your head and it's never actually happened, or it didn't look the way that you thought it did, or yeah, that happens to me a lot. So just lie these down so they're a bit more straight. Then you can have I'll hold it up and you can have a look. I don't know whether I want to, I don't think I want to stamp on this one. I think I wanted to kind of leave it as it is, but this is the way that they look. So hopefully you can see how lovely, and if I kind of tilt it you should be able to see how the interference paint catches the light. So that's one lot, so let's put that over there. And I've got a mess in the background, don't really care. I'm going to use some more of this. What was I saying I wanted to do? Oh, a bit more, I wanted to make it cosmosy, didn't I? Blimey, you can't tear his way through a paper bag or a piece of masking tape. Bless him. That's not the end. I thought I've been trying to peel that bit up. That wasn't the end. It's not the end. It's the beginning. Deep. He's so deep. I'll put this down. I want to kind of see if I can create a cosmosy kind of look. I've got some that's kind of iridescent black. I think I've got iridescent black, or I've got some that's got sparkly bits in. I'm sure I've got iridescent black. Hold that thought. Oh, I've definitely got some with sparkle in it. Ultra fine glitter in it. Don't know whether that might be two. That, and then that's definitely, that's bigger glitter particles. We won't use that. Let's see this. Should I use this in the background instead of, you know, instead of the, what's it called? Emulsion paint. Dave, get your words out. Well, let's see what this looks like when it comes out, because I can't remember. Oh yeah. Let's see what it goes on like. Maybe it needs some. Yeah, it's not as iridescent. I mean, I haven't left it to dry. I know. Patience is a virtue, of which I possess none. Now, I'm going to put this on first. Stick with what you know. I just think this gives it a good key. You didn't see me doing this last time, I don't think. Did you? Oh no, you did. Did you? Oh, I don't know. No, you did. At the beginning of this video, Dave, somebody was paying attention. It clearly wasn't me. So, put this all down here. I'm not worried about the brush particles at the minute. I'll get them out in a second, but just kind of putting some down for now. So I really do need to get outside at some point. I've obviously went outside this morning because I walked the dog, and I kind of potted around a little bit outside, took back some of the plants that were making a bid for freedom. Checked all the watering. Obviously I don't water my plants during the height of the midday sun. There's absolutely no point. You just boil them to death. I'll wait until it's dark or the sun's gone down and then I do them. But I've put some nice bedding plants in. I do like to have I am a little bit green fingered. I do like to have a bit of a show at summertime. you know. I like people to walk past and think, oh, that's a lovely garden. I mean, it's a tiny garden, but I like people to think it's lovely at least. He might not have a lot of space, but what he's done with it is beautiful. So I've got a lovely wisteria. It's only been in a couple of years now, 3 years I think, and this year it really flowered. They're not dying off, but I don't think it's going to flower very much longer now, because it's an early flowering one, and it's been beautiful. They're like a real like a mauvey colour, like a pastely mauve, beautiful. So that grows across my fence, and then I've got some clematis that I've got in as well, because I love clematis too. I think that's another nice, pretty plant, and it's another climber as well. So, I'm not sure I like this. I don't know whether I like the. No, it's glittery, and I'm not a fan of glitter. So, oh dear. My last washi tape wanted to come with my clean-up cloth. I'm not a fan of glitter, so I thought it was going to be a bit more like mica powdery, mica powdery. So I'm going to stick with I'm going to do a bit of a black thing in the background. So I'll see how that goes. And again, I'm going to rub it on, because like you don't just have black in a celestial scene. Is it a celestial scene? Like a cosmosy scene. Do you have like lots of other bright colours and things all kind of creeping through? See, the problem is I get the same strokes going the same way because I'm using the same hand. It's very hard to come in at a different angle, but you know, give it a go. It's like this is my workout today. A bit of rub in. Don't want it to be too black. I don't want it to be like morbidly black, or you know, Halloweeny, or you know, comedic black. You know, like somebody that doesn't know what they're doing type black. Well, that's definitely me. Somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, but you know, I don't want to obliterate it black, is what I mean. Put this on here. Maybe a bit more on there. Like I say, I'd like it to have other colours in it, but I don't think it. You know, I don't want it to be. I want black to be like the primary colour, which I know it's not a primary colour. Before anybody says it's not a primary colour. I didn't mean primary as in its colour family. I meant as in, you know, the most prolific colour. So I'm waiting for Brian to come upstairs because I want him to tell me what he thinks of the other stuff that I've done. See if he thinks it's very 50s or not. I don't know where I get that from in my head, why I think it would be it's 50s. I'm going to put some of this purple in because it's purple. You know, have the opportunity to put purple in something. Why not? So, but it's like that same sort of like night sky colour, isn't it? Purple. So, don't decorate this bit, Dave, because that is not the tape. That is the background. That is the non-stick mat. I can always put more of this on. I don't put enough on. What you can't do is you can't take it off. You can paint over it, but you can't take it off again. Yeah, I like it with black because it does tone it down a lot, and it, you know, it does look like it belongs there. Look how it goes very mauvey on that bit. Mauve or mauve. I know there are some people call it mauve. Personally, it's not a mauve. It's a mauve. It's one of my grandma's favourite colours, mauve. And purples of any kind, pinks as well. She liked any colour that was available in African violets, because she used to grow African violets. I'm as green fingered as I am, I cannot grow African violets for love nor money. I love them so much. I think they're so pretty, but I just can't grow them. I'm great at growing all of the supermarket rejects, though. So, you know, the flowers that you see, well, not the flowers, the plants that you see in the supermarket that are on the reduced section that look like they're dead. They're my favourite things to pick up, because they're things that I can, for some reason, I'm able to bring them back to life. I'm disliking that glitter less now. It's got something over the top of it. I think that's maybe what I should have just done, just carried on and just... But never mind. We're doing this now. Might be that's quite a bright blue, isn't it? But never mind. I think once it's blended in with black, it's not going to be so bad. I'm waiting to put on like the more bright colours, which I think will make it more. And also those, not colour resist. What are they? Not iridescent, interference paints. I think those will really help it to look more, you know, galaxy-like. Always been I'm a fan of space. I like, you know, space, but I'm not. I don't know anything about like which star is what and that sort of thing. I do like the idea of man being in space and that sort of thing. So I watched that on Apple Plus, For All Mankind. That was about the space race. Had America not won it, so like basically it's saying the premise is that, you know, Russia got to space before us. I say us, it's not us, it was the Americans, but before the West, and it's how that created a drive to, you know, do more. I think it needs to be orange. I've got a feeling that I want an orangey kind of thing. Let's use some of this pre-made orange, which I wasn't happy with because it was just too runny, but it might do what we want. Yeah, so sorry, I was not concentrating. Do I want it? Oh yeah, I'll move that out of the way for a minute. Yeah, the premise is that that America didn't win the space race, and that because of that, it created more drive to want to do better and achieve more, and it kept people interested in the space race, because that's obviously what the other thing is. The public opinion about space race was dwindling once they'd been to the moon once. The second time was not as exciting and all of that. So it was based on that kind of premise, which, you know, I really enjoyed it. They've got, like, you know, what is it? I was going to say camp on the moon, but they've got a space station on the moon, and the space station itself is bigger and better, and the technology has advanced more because, you know, there was a stronger drive for it, and so it's quite interesting. It's got to, like, I think we were in the 80s and they were planning their trip to Mars at that time, and they'd got a base on the moon and all of that. So base, that's what I was looking for, not camp. But yeah, it's an interesting watch. So if you do have Apple TV, give it a watch. There's a lot of women as well in it, so it was more, you know, encouraging women to go to space and that sort of thing in it as well. So, and of course, because it was a different timeline, things like the Challenger disaster hasn't happened and that sort of thing. So it's like I say, it's an interesting watch. So if you fancy it, give it a go. Yeah, I like that. I do think it might want a more of an orangey orange now. No, we're not going to use that because that's too thin. We'll use, what were the two that I used in the last video? This and this. Was it this two? These two? What's that colour compared to that colour? Is it the same colour? How do I know? This is brilliant red and that's scarlet. Let's use brilliant. Oh, it's got slight contamination to it because it's got a touch of orange on it already, so never mind. I only used acrylic paints really for mixed media, jelly painting, that sort of thing. So might have made too much. Oh, might have made too much, Dave. I definitely made too much. So you want tiny bits. Concentration. Can you see? Can you hear it? Can you hear me concentrating? I can hear me concentrating. So we want just tiny bits that, you know, adds to that kind of illusion of, I guess, what I think of as space. No, Dave, keep painting this bit here, which is not anything to do with the washi tape. The washi tape isn't there. Don't mind some bigger streaks, but mainly I want to keep it kind of in the background. I've got all my fingers involved now, so let's go for it. Just go for it, Dave. Oh, there we go. Got too much now because we've got every finger. I've got a dry finger. Not a dry finger in the house. Yeah, I'm liking this. I don't know whether it's what I envisaged. Had a vision of. I don't know what I'm talking about. Please don't expect me to know. It's bad enough trying to remember what I'm doing, let alone know what I'm saying. One thing I'm never short of is words, though. I might not remember the right ones, but I definitely don't. You know, my toolkit is full of words. It's just not necessarily full of the right ones, like I say. Oh, that's kind of like that, that roundy look of a solar system. I might put a few dots of, what can I use to dot with? I need something that's a bit dotty. Something that's probably not meant for it to be. I'm not typing out Morse code. Sorry if like somebody thinks I'm in distress. Which one's the wide? That's the wide one at the top, isn't it? I don't know why I'm asking you guys. I should remember, shouldn't I, really? I was trying to get kind of a go like dot and then like that. Like, oh, there you go. It's a bit comedy. I don't want it to be comic-y comedy. Now, sorry, I'm just like radio silence. Apologies for the radio silence. That's too much. Don't like that. Maybe I'll drag that one out a bit. Oh, look, everything. This is the problem when you do use acrylic. Well, this is the problem when I use acrylic paint. When you use acrylic paint, probably not. But yeah, when I use acrylic paint, this is the kind of thing that happens to me. Oh, I do like this. See, I've gone a bit creative now. It's turned into a canvas. But, you know, that's what it's all about. Bit of art. So, I need to put that on something because I don't want to waste it. So, a bit of book page. Just rub it into something so I'm not wasting it. So. There we go. So that's the orange. What else do I want on here? So I need an even tinier amount of pink because although pink does exist in the solar system, I don't want a lot of it. For a tiny bit, and then I'm going to kind of then just add some. That's not a piece of washi tape. This is the thing. I always struggle with this. Whether I should I just put the camera on and record what I'm doing, or should I just do something? And because I know that I can go quiet, and I just don't want you guys to think, "Oh, that was a boring watch." Because some people tune in for me talking, some people tune in for me doing. I keep going to that, and it's that I want. I'm loving the like, just the randomness of it all. Yeah, you see, I think they look so much better when they're kind of dragged out a bit. That does not need to be on there. It's just a random piece of something that has got stuck to me, obviously. Do I want a tiny bit more pink? Tiny bit? Maybe up on here I'm thinking there's not as much pink. Don't overdo it, Dave. Well, this is my problem. I'm not sure ever when to step back and say, that's it, you've done enough. But I guess I'm not the only person that does that. Less is more, I keep thinking, and then I think, no, more. Do more, Dave. Do more. Sorry, I didn't want this to turn into an epic masterpiece. So yeah, so that's that. What I think I might do is I'll have a bit of yellow, like a very punchy yellow, some tiny bits of that. I like when you kind of you have like a circle of it, almost like planet-like. See, it's definitely turned into art. This is nothing to do with junk journaling. This now, this is just me, Dave, having a play. So, Dave thinking he's watching the sky at night. So, I don't know if anybody remembers the sky at night. If you're not from the UK, you won't remember the sky at night. I can't remember what the Magnus is. It wasn't with Magnus Magnusson, was it? No, Magnus Pike. There's a lot of people called Magnus when I was younger. Magnus Magnusson used to do the what was it called? Mastermind. Mastermind with Magnus Magnusson. Magnus Pike. He was the one that did the sky at night, I think. So it was always in black and white. Even when I was a child, which, you know, there was colour TV around, but it was black and white. It's like Open University used to be in black and white, and yet, you know, we clearly had like, what's the thing? What's that? Well, sorry. Oh, sorry. Violet green. Do I want violet green? No. Violet Beauregard? No. Orange. We'll go for the orange. We clearly had colour TV when I was young. I'm not that old. So I don't know why things like Open University was in black and white and the sky at night was in. You would have thought the sky at night should have been in colour, because like that's one of the things that you'd think would have benefited from a colour TV, being able to see the planets and solar system and that sort of thing. Now this is this interference thing. And, you know, sometimes I can go a bit over the top with it, but it all creates that randomness, doesn't it? So. It's gone quiet again. Yeah, oh, I like this. I'm glad I didn't put the interference paint on the other one. I just think that this is more suited to it, and this is more, it's kind of creating that kind of cosmosy look. I might leave it that for that one, and I might just put a tiny bit of this on. When I say a tiny bit, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Should I put this, or should I put the purple on? Go for the pinky purple one. Give it a good shake, and I literally am gonna use like dots of this now. Otherwise, it's gonna get very play schooly. Might just use this. Nearly put my finger in it then. You saw me, didn't you? You saw me like go to put my finger in. I think you need some at least on your finger. Sorry, some decent sized blobs before you rub it in, because I don't think you see it otherwise. So. I think it needs to be rubbed in. I think if you just leave it as a dot on the top, nearly put my finger in it again. No wonder I get so many cups of tea with paintbrushes in. Well, that's because I just forget what I'm doing. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this. I'm just enjoying doing it. So I think that's half of the fun at the end of the day, isn't it? Brian might use it in one of his journals, or might give it away in Happy Mail or something, or somebody might appreciate it. A Dave Flynn original. But it's the having fun is the thing that you need to do. Just let your creativity flow. Because already, while I've been doing this, I've been thinking, oh, I could do this, and I could do. That's what I can do in that journal. Oh, and I could edge that with that, and so it's good for your it's good for your brain just to have a few minutes out. Don't put yourself under pressure to create, but just create. Just let it flow and see how it goes. Yay, I like. Now, you see, the thing is, I've got this left now, and this is interference paint. I definitely don't want to lose that. So, what I might do is I might just have a tiny bit of strip here. Put some of this down here. Mix this together. The two together, why not? Why the heck not? Pick it up. And just get it on there. And then we've got the interference paint on something. We can use it on something, and we can, I don't feel so bad for wasting some of it that way. Still got some here. Something else to stick it to. Oh, heave! Just rub some in on there. Cool. Okay, so that's not part of it. I shall move that out of the way because we weren't planning to do those. They were just happy accidents, or maybe unhappy accidents, depending on how they turn out. I'll get some parchment paper. Not so long this time, because I don't think I did them as long. I'll cut that up there. I'm going to put them on here and see what we think. So, start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. When you spell, you'll begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. Yeah. Oh, I love that. You know what I love about it? You just don't know what you're creating until you tear it off, and then you have a look, and then that's when you go, that's what it looks like. And then don't lay them right next to each other. Separate them, because then you see them in their own right. Tear it off. Put that down there. Oh, there's only one left, because remember I was decorating that whole band that wasn't actually a piece of tape. So we can't peel that up because it's not a piece of tape. Put that on there. And that's what we've created. So this time, we have these. So I'll show you these. Let's just turn this light round so you can kind of catch the iridescence of that. So this is the one that I created that was like my kind of cosmosy inspiration type thing. I really love that. And then we created another one that was equally kind of grungy, but it was a 50s, more 50s style one. And the other thing I found, that if you're using this kind of sheet in the background, as you'll have seen on the last video, excuse me for biting the sellotape to cut it, I found that if you put this, if you want to pick up what's on the mat, if you put this down and give it a bit of a rub, kind of get it in all of those pores, you can pick some of it up again on some tape, some sticky tape. So you're not letting it go to waste. So, and you're creating a whole nother artistic aspect. You know, it's like it's a twofer, isn't it? A 2-for-1, something extra that you weren't expecting. So, so I'll just show you. This is just a little extra bonus that you get. So there you go. It's got a bit of extra creative tape. So, so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today. My fingers are very messy. I think I might have to go and wash my hands before I have anything to eat. Hope you enjoyed today. My name is Dash of Dave, and look at all this acrylic paint. Just bring it all into shot, Dave. Just beyond 50p. Cheapskate. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today. You know, if you have, please consider giving me a thumbs up. It really helps me to know that I'm kind of doing the right thing and I'm on the right mark if you do. And you know, if you really liked it and you think somebody else might like it, share it, please. If you will, please. And yeah, so my name is Dash of Dave. I really thank you for watching this video. I'm going to go and wash my hands. You can tell which hand I paint with, can't you? And I will see you again in another video, hopefully. And I will love you and leave you. As I say, I love you without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, please. And I'll see you again soon. So you have a lovely day, evening, morning or afternoon, or whatever time it is with you. Sending you lots of kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big crafty hugs. And I'll see you soon. Take care, folks. See you soon. Go and get creative. Do something.